Hey there, treasure hunters and loose change legends. Let me ask you a quick question. When was the last time you checked the coins in your car cup holder? Or that old piggy bank gathering dust in your closet? If your answer is never or it's been a while, you might want to pause what you're doing, because hiding in your spare change could be a tiny metal jackpot. Today we're talking about one of the most surprising moneymakers in modern US coin history, the 2005 West Virginia quarter dollar. Yes, you heard that right. A 25-cent coin that's now valued at a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. That's 6 zeros, folks. And the kicker? It might be sitting in your pocket right now. So don't go anywhere, because over the next 40 minutes, we're diving into the wild world of coin collecting. We'll break down why this coin is worth so much, what to look for, how to spot the rare ones, and how you can turn a simple coin into the ticket to your dream lifestyle. Plus, I'll share a personal story involving a laundromat, a vending machine, and a mistake that cost me thousands. Yep. That one still stings, alright? Let's rewind the clock to 2005. The United States Mint was deep into its 50-state quarters program, one of the most successful coin releases in history. Every few months, a new state got its chance to shine on the back of the quarter. People were collecting them left and right, sticking them in cardboard maps, plastic sleeves, and old coffee cans. It was America's quiet little obsession, and in October 2005, it was West Virginia's time to shine. The design featured the stunning new River Gorge Bridge, one of the most iconic landmarks in the entire state. Towering steel arches, mountains, trees, the artwork is pretty epic for a coin. But one version of this quarter, minted in Denver, that's the D-Mint mark, became something far more than just pocket change. Worth 25 cents. Maybe 50 if they're shiny and untouched. But every now and then, one of them rolls off the minting machine with a mistake. And those mistakes? That's where the money is. Of this specific 2005 West Virginia quarter became famous because of a rare minting error called a double die obverse, which means the front of the coin, where George Washington's face is, got struck twice during production. And not just a tiny misalignment. We're talking full-on, visible to the naked eye doubling. The date, the motto "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" look like they were printed twice, almost like the coin had a hangover. Because this kind of visible error on such a modern coin is incredibly rare. Most double die coins are from earlier decades like the 1950s or 60s. But 2005? That's recent. That means more of these might still be out there in circulation. They could be in your wallet. In your drawer. In that pile of laundry coins you keep ignoring. One of these error coins, in pristine condition, recently sold for $1.6 million. $1.6 million bucks. For a quarter. Let that sink in, and now I know what you're thinking. This has got to be a 1 in a billion situation, right? Well, not exactly. There are signs you can look for. So here's a checklist for spotting a 2005 West Virginia quarter that might just be your golden ticket. It has to be a Denver mint. That's the little D on the front of the coin, just next to Washington's ponytail. Is "In God We Trust" shadowed or blurry looking? If the letters look like they're overlapping, you could have a double die. The highest values go to coins in MS67 condition or higher. That means they look nearly perfect under a magnifying glass. Don't guess. If you think your coin has potential, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. That'll give you the official thumbs up or thumbs down and help you sell it for maximum value. Now let me tell you a quick personal story, because this still haunts me. About 10 years ago, I was living in a tiny apartment in Colorado. Every Saturday, I'd take my laundry to the coin op down the block. One day, I reached into the change machine, pulled out a fresh stack of quarters, and noticed one had a weird-looking date. Looked blurry. Even the lettering seemed off. I chuckled, thought it was just worn out, and used it on a Snickers bar from the vending machine. That coin? It matched every description of the rare 2005 double die West Virginia quarter. I spent $1 million coin on a candy bar. I didn't know what I had. But I'm here today to make sure you don't make the same mistake. Don't freak out. Handle it gently. Don't clean it. Don't rub it with your shirt. Oils and scratches can ruin the value. Stick it in a soft pouch or even wrap it in tissue and put it in a small box. Next, get it looked at. Go to a local coin dealer, or better yet, ship it to a grading service. If it's verified as a double die in mint condition, congratulations, my friend, you're sitting on a six-figure payday, and even if it's not that coin, remember, other West Virginia quarters with smaller errors or in top condition are still selling for thousands. It's not all or nothing. There's a whole spectrum of value, and collectors are always hunting for something new to add to their collections. Oh, and don't forget the coin shows. You'd be surprised how many people bring in a handful of old change and walk out with checks worth more than their used cars. So there you have it. A single coin, just a quarter, from 2005. Minted in Denver. Featuring the beautiful new River Gorge Bridge. And if you've got the rare version with that juicy double die error, you're looking at a possible $1.6 million payday, all this from something most people wouldn't give a second glance. That's the magic of coin collecting, and here's the takeaway. Don't ignore the little things. Especially your coins. That pile of change sitting in your junk drawer? It could change your life tonight. Before you go to bed, dump out your coin jar. Go through your wallet. Dig in those couch cushions. Look for 2005 West Virginia quarters. Use a magnifying glass if you've got one. If you don't, grab your phone and zoom in. You might find the treasure no one else noticed, and hey, if you learned something new today, or if you're already halfway to the couch to check your coins, smash that subscribe button. I've got plenty more stories just like this one, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Give this video a like if you want more coin secrets, drop a comment with what rare coins you found, and share this video with a friend, because who wouldn't want a shot at $1 million quarter? Hey there, coin hunters and accidental millionaires. You might want to check your change jar because that ordinary looking 1965 Washington quarter sitting at the bottom could be worth more than your car. Actually, more than your house. I'm talking $1.7 million. Yeah, you heard that right. Not 17 bucks. Not 17,000. 1.7 million. Not now. Before you chuck your current life savings into quarters at the bank, hang tight. We're about to break down everything you need to know about the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter that's making people rich overnight. And I've got a personal story that might just convince you to start looking at coins with a magnifying glass. Grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's go deep into the world of rare coins and million-dollar quarters. Let's go back in time. It's 1965. Lyndon B. Johnson is president. The Beatles are topping the charts. Gas is like 30 cents a gallon. And the US Mint? It's panicking over silver. See, quarters made before 1965 were 90% silver. People started hoarding them like apocalypse rations. So in 1965, the mint made a bold move. No more silver. From that year forward, quarters were copper nickel. And to mark this change, they didn't put any mint marks on quarters from any mint location. Philly, Denver, San Francisco, all mint marks disappeared for quarters that year. So all 1965 quarters look the same at first glance, but here's the kicker. Some quarters were accidentally struck on the old 90% silver planchets. These are the unicorns. The Holy Grail. The one in a million mistakes that today can make you a millionaire. You might be holding a 1965 quarter right now and thinking, how the heck do I know if it's the good one? Great question. Let's go through it. First off, the weight. A regular clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. But the silver ones weigh around 6.25 grams. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you've got a digital scale, you'll see the difference instantly. Second, the color. A clad quarter has that coppery strip along the edge. The silver ones? Solid silver color, baby. No strip. Just a clean, white silver look. This one's for the OGs. Drop a silver quarter on a hard surface and you'll hear a high-pitched ring. A clad coin just thuds. Try it, you'll know exactly what I mean. And if your coin checks all three boxes, silver color, 6.25 grams, and a nice ringing sound, congrats. You may have something extraordinary. Let's talk about the big money. In 2023, a pristine 1965 silver quarter sold at auction for $1.7 million. That's life-changing money. We're not talking about selling your Beanie Babies on eBay for a few extra bucks. This is retirement money. College tuition for your grandkids kind of money. Condition, rarity, and the story behind it. It was in near-perfect mint state condition. The surfaces were flawless. The strike was sharp. And the silver planchet mistake made it one of the rarest known errors from the 1960s. That quarter didn't just slip through the cracks. It danced right out of history into someone's safe. Let me tell you a quick story. My Uncle Joe. Old school guy. Vietnam vet. Smokes cigars that smell like motor oil. He's got this drawer in the kitchen filled with batteries, old receipts, broken pens, and yes, loose change. Looks like nothing special. One day, I'm visiting and he says, "Hey, you're into coins now, right? Take a look in that drawer and tell me if I've got anything worth a hot dog." I'm thinking, sure, I'll humor the man. I sift through dust in chewing gum wrappers and boom. A 1965 quarter. Looked different. Heavy. Silvery. I took it home, weighed it, rang it like a bell, and my jaw hit the floor. That coin sold for nearly 80 grand. Not quite $1 million, but close enough for him to buy a boat he had no idea how to drive. Crashed it on the second weekend. But he smiled every minute. First step, don't spend it at the grocery store. I repeat. Do not spend it. Next, get it professionally graded. PCGS and NGC are the top names in the game. They'll authenticate it, grade the condition, and slab it in a plastic case to protect it forever. Then, find a reputable auction house. Heritage Auctions and Stacksbauers are your best bet. These guys deal with million-dollar coins all the time. They know how to hype it up and get serious collectors bidding. Oh, and don't forget to factor in taxes. You may owe capital gains. But hey, paying taxes on $1 million coin? That's a problem we all wish we had. Here's the beauty of rare coins. They're not just old money. They're history. Art. A piece of America in your hand, and with each passing year, the good ones only get rarer. Coins wear out, get lost, or end up in vending machines. But yours? Yours could be the last of its kind in pristine shape. Collectors are paying more now than ever before. Wealthy investors are moving into coins like they do with art or real estate. And the demand for error coins, like the 1965 silver quarter, is through the roof. That's why this is the perfect time to check your stash. You never know what's sitting under your nose or in your junk drawer. So let's recap. The 1965 no-mint Mark Washington quarter can be worth up to $1.7 million if it was accidentally struck on a silver planchet. Look for the weight, the color, the sound. And if it feels right, get it graded. You might be holding your ticket to early retirement. One old drawer. One silver quarter. One unforgettable boat crash. That could be you minus the crash. Hopefully. If you found this video helpful, funny, or inspiring, hit that like button. Subscribe for more coin tips, strategies for building real wealth from old money, and stories from people like you who turned pocket change into payday. And hey, go check your quarters. You might just be sitting on a fortune. Hey there, coin hunters and future millionaires. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at that old 1978 Washington quarter rattling around in your change jar and thought, this thing can't be worth more than 25 cents, right? Well, what if I told you that some of those plain old 1978 no-mint Mark quarters could actually be worth up to $1.8 million? That's right. One single quarter. No mint mark. No gold plating. No diamonds. Just an ordinary-looking coin that could change your life forever. Before you go flipping over every coin in your sock drawer, stick with me. In this video, we're diving deep into why this coin is so valuable, what makes it special, how you can spot a millionaire quarter in your own pocket, and the steps you need to take to cash in if you're lucky enough to find one. And I've got a personal story about a gas station, a root beer, and a quarter that got away. You're gonna want to hear that. So sit back, relax, and grab your coin collection or your coffee, because we're about to uncover the $1 million magic behind the 1978 no-mint Mark Washington quarter. Let's start with a little history lesson. Don't worry, this won't be like high school. No pop quizzes. The Washington quarter first hit circulation in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. It was never meant to be a permanent coin, but folks liked it so much, it stuck around. Fast forward to 1978. This was the last year before the design switched up, with the Susan B. Anthony dollar getting introduced the following year. The 1978 quarter still featured the classic George Washington profile and a bald eagle on the reverse. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most coins minted in Philadelphia in 1978 didn't have a mint mark. That's normal. But one tiny batch of 1978 no mint mark quarters had something off, and by off, I mean so rare and pristine that collectors started shelling out insane amounts of cash, like real house buying money. We're talking up to $1.8 million in some cases. Yes, for one coin, the answer comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. The 1978 no mint mark quarter is not rare by itself. Millions were made. But some extremely rare variations exist, and they're almost always found in perfect uncirculated condition. We're talking MS67 or higher on the grading scale. That's a grade given by professionals to describe coins that are basically flawless under a microscope. This is where it gets juicy. Some coins have doubled dies, off-center strikes, or weak strikes that didn't get caught during quality control. One particularly famous error is a 1978 quarter with a doubled die obverse, where the text and details on George Washington's face appear doubled. That error makes it extremely valuable. Imagine finding a 1978 quarter that looks like it just came off the press yesterday. No scratches, no discoloration, no wear on the edges. If you've got one in mint state, especially with an error, jackpot. Alright, let's say you've dumped your entire coin jar on the kitchen table to flip that quarter and check for a no mint mark under the ear. If there's a D or S mint mark, it was made in Denver or San Francisco. You're looking for one that's completely clean, no mark at all. Next, check the coin's condition. Is the detail on George Washington's hair still crisp? Are the letters sharp, not smudged? Does the eagle on the back still have all its feathers in full detail? If so, you might have a coin worth grading. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone's zoom lens and look for any errors, doubled letters, weak strikes, missing parts, or even misaligned edges. Finally, consider getting your coin graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. That's how buyers determine the official condition of a coin. If your quarter comes back with an MS67 or higher, you're sitting on something incredibly valuable. You bet they have. In 2022, a verified 1978 no mint mark Washington quarter with near perfect mint condition and a doubled die error sold at auction for over $1.7 million. Another collector in Texas found one while going through an inherited coin jar. They had it graded, and it sold for over $1.5 million. All from a coin that had been sitting in a kitchen drawer for over 30 years. A few years ago, I stopped at a gas station during a road trip to grab a cold root beer and some jerky. The total came to $6.25. I handed over a 10 and got $3.75 in change. I remember holding one of the quarters. It had that old school look, no mint mark, super crisp edges. I thought, this one looks nice. But I was tired, it was hot, and I used that exact coin in the vending machine outside to grab a candy bar. Later that night, out of curiosity, I looked up rare quarters. My stomach dropped. The coin I had could have been a near mint 1978 no mint mark Washington quarter with visible doubling. Yep. I paid a vending machine $1 million coin to give me a 40-cent candy bar. Let that be a lesson. Always check your change. That old quarter you tossed in your truck's cup holder might be your golden ticket. The 1978 no mint mark Washington quarter is more than just a piece of spare change. It's a treasure hiding in plain sight. And if you're lucky enough to find one in pristine condition, especially with a doubling error or off-center strike, you could be holding onto something worth up to $1.8 million. Take this as your sign. Go check your change jars, your old piggy banks, even that coffee can in the garage. Every coin tells a story, and one of them might just tell the story of your first million. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and you want more tips on spotting rare coins, selling your collection smart, and turning your pocket change into serious cash, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got more videos coming up on Lincoln pennies, silver dimes, state quarters worth thousands, and even coin hunting strategies that'll change the way you see your wallet forever. Leave a comment if you've got a rare coin story or if you found a 1978 quarter hiding somewhere at home. Thanks for watching, and remember, fortune favors the ones who check their change. Hey there, treasure hunters and coin lovers, welcome back to the channel where spare change could mean major change in your life. Today we're diving into a coin that might just be sitting in your junk drawer or in that old jar on your dresser collecting dust. I'm talking about the 1986 Washington quarter. You heard me right, this little piece of metal minted in Philly could be worth up to $1.9 million. That's more than most houses. That's more than most people's entire retirement fund, and it might be in your pocket right now. Before you toss every coin you own on the floor looking for one, hold on, let me walk you through exactly why this 1986 Washington quarter is worth so much money, what to look for, and how you can cash in if you're lucky enough to have one. And don't worry, I'm going to keep it fun, informative, and sprinkle in some laughs along the way, because hey, we're talking about a nearly $2 million quarter. This should be exciting. Quick story before we jump in. I was at a flea market a few years ago and found a lady selling a bucket of quarters for $20. I almost walked by, but my coin brain kicked in. I dug around, bought the whole bucket, and guess what? I found a 1983 quarter worth over $1,000. That moment right there taught me to never ignore the power of change, literal change. Now let's see how you might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Alright, so what exactly is this coin? Well, it's a Washington quarter minted in 1986 with a P mint mark, meaning it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. It features the classic George Washington profile on the front with the words "Liberty in God We Trust" in the year 1986. On the reverse side, you've got the traditional eagle design clutching arrows with olive branches underneath. Now here's the kicker: the Philadelphia Mint produced over 550 million of these quarters. That's a ton. So what makes a small handful of them worth a whopping $1.9 million? It's not just about the year or the mint mark, it's about the condition, errors, rarity, and most importantly, the demand. Let's get into the juicy stuff. There are a few specific reasons why a 1986 quarter could be worth a fortune. First is minting errors. You see, sometimes the mint messes up. That could mean double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or even coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. A few 1986 quarters have been discovered with deep strike-through errors and off-metal planchets. These are incredibly rare, and collectors go absolutely bananas over them. Second is the condition. If your coin is in pristine condition like MS67 or higher, that's mint state with hardly a scratch or blemish, it becomes super desirable to high-end collectors. The coin grading scale goes from 1 to 70, and anything above 65 is already a big deal, but coins that score 67, 68, or even a perfect 70, those are unicorns. There's one known 1986 quarter in MS67 plus condition that sold privately to a collector for nearly $1.9 million. Because of its flawless strike and surfaces paired with its rarity, that sale shook the coin world. It also woke up a whole new crowd of folks who realized they'd better start checking their change. Third is low population. That means even though hundreds of millions were made, only a tiny number survived in perfect untouched condition. Most got scratched up, dented, or went through vending machines and washing machines for decades. A rare coin is valuable because, well, it's rare and rich. Collectors are always hunting for that one immaculate coin to complete their set. Alright, so now you're probably digging through your drawer as we speak. Here's what you need to look for. Look for the P mint mark on the obverse right next to Washington's ponytail. Check the coin's edges and fields. The shinier the better. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling on the lettering, especially "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." A double die error can skyrocket value. Examine the rim for off-center strikes or missing lettering. If the coin feels light or sounds different when you tap it, it might be struck on the wrong planchet. Now I know most people don't walk around with magnifiers in their pockets, but you can always pick up a cheap coin loop online or at a hobby store. It'll open up a whole new world when you start spotting tiny errors on coins you've handled your whole life. Okay, let's say you think you've got something special. What's next? You need to grade the coin professionally. You can send it to companies like PCGS or NGC. These guys are like the referees of the coin world. They'll examine your coin and give it a grade, which basically determines how much it's worth. Be prepared to pay a small fee, but if it comes back graded high, it could turn your life upside down in the best way. Once your coin is graded, you can auction it through big houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers. These folks specialize in rare coins and have the right crowd of wealthy collectors ready to throw down serious cash. Or if you're more low-key, you can try private collectors or coin dealers, but just make sure you know what your coin is really worth before you sell. Let me tell you another quick one. My cousin Jim swore he had no rare coins in his house. I told him let me just look through his change jar. While I was visiting, I'm digging through a decade of nickels and sticky pennies, and guess what? I find a nearly perfect 1986 quarter. It looked so clean I thought it came out of a proof set. We sent it in and it graded MS66, not quite the $1 million baby, but it still fetched $4,500 at auction. He took his wife on vacation with that money, and I still joke that I should have taken a finder's fee. So yeah, these coins are out there hiding in plain sight. The fun is in the hunt and the payoff can be unbelievable. Before we wrap up, let me just hit on a few mistakes people make when coin hunting. Don't clean your coin seriously. It lowers the value. Don't trust random online buyers unless they have good reputations. Don't assume Every old coin is worth millions. Do your homework and compare your coin to verified sales. Don't forget to enjoy the process. Hunting coins is like fishing, you don't always catch the big one, but the thrill is worth it. Alright folks, let's bring it home. If you've got a 1986 P Washington quarter in mint condition or with an error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. One sold for $1.9 million. That's real money for a coin you might have tossed in the laundry or paid for a soda with. Whether you're new to coin collecting or just now realizing you've got a shot at turning pocket change into luxury real estate, keep looking, keep learning, and most importantly, don't give up. The coin world is full of hidden gems, and every year more discoveries are made. That old drawer full of coins in your garage or grandma's attic could change your life in an instant. So what are you waiting for? Grab a magnifying glass, dig through that change, and start hunting. If you found this video helpful and want more tips on coins worth serious money, hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow and keeps the good info coming. Got a story about finding a rare coin? Drop it in the comments. I love hearing from fellow treasure hunters. Hey folks, grab your coin jars, dust off that old coffee can from the attic, and listen up. Because you might be sitting on a piece of American history that's worth more than your entire garage sale combined. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1776 to 1976 Washington quarter with no mint mark. Yeah, that shiny little piece of metal that's probably been through vending machines, pockets, and couch cushions across America. Turns out, one very special version of this coin is worth up to a staggering $1 million in today's collector market. No kidding, you might be thinking, come on, a quarter worth $1 million? That's got to be a joke. Well, not today. By the time we're done, you'll know why this coin is so valuable, how to spot $1 million version, and even hear a story about how I almost accidentally spent one at a laundromat. Spoiler, I didn't. Thank goodness. So sit back, relax, and let's unravel the mystery of the $1 million bicentennial quarter. If you've got one in your hand right now, don't drop it. This one could change your life. First things first, let's talk about what the 1776 to 1976 quarter even is. This quarter was released in celebration of the 200th anniversary of American independence. It features a unique reverse design showing a colonial drummer boy and a torch surrounded by 13 stars. That design was a big deal. The US Mint doesn't just go switching up George Washington's backside for no reason. Now, this coin was minted in large numbers. You'll find versions with a D4 Denver, an S4 San Francisco, and, of course, the one we're interested in, no mint mark. The no mint mark version was struck in Philadelphia. Most of these quarters are worth face value. That's right, 25 cents. However, some rare versions, because of minting errors, condition, or unique historical factors, have become collector gold mines. Point 1 No mint mark coin, discovered in pristine uncirculated condition, with rare striking characteristics and a perfect grade, sold for $1 million in a private sale. Imagine paying for parking with that quarter. That's the kind of mistake that haunts your dreams. Look closely under the neck of Washington on the obverse side. If there's no letter there, you're dealing with a Philadelphia mint coin. Good start. Collectors go wild for coins that were struck cleanly with strong details. The drummer boy's face, buttons, drumsticks, and torch flames should be crisp and clear. If you can see the whites of his eyes, you're in business. Grading is everything in the coin world. The $1 million quarter was professionally graded MS68. That's mint state 68 on a scale of 1 to 70. The higher the number, the closer to perfection. You want a coin that's shiny, clean, and hasn't been beaten up in a coin jar for 40 years. If it looks like it's been in a bar fight with a penny, it's probably not your $1 million baby. Some versions have double die obverse errors or struck on silver planchets rather than copper nickel. These errors are like the golden ticket in the Willy Wonka world of coin collecting. If you have one with a visible double image on Washington's face or lettering, that might be a very rare variety. Most no mint mark quarters from 1976 are copper nickel. But a few were mistakenly struck on 40% silver planchets, usually meant for proof sets. If your coin is heavier and has a silver edge instead of the classic copper stripe, get it tested. You might be holding a rare silver strike worth thousands or more. Alright, story time. A few years ago, I was doing laundry, digging through change like I always do. You know that feeling when you're 75 cents short and praying for mercy from the universe? Well, I find this shiny quarter with a drummer boy on the back. Looked brand new. No scratches, no scuffs. I almost tossed it into the machine, but something about it felt different. I held onto it, did some research, and realized I might have stumbled upon something rare. Got it appraised, turns out it was worth a few $1,000. Not a million, but still. I nearly washed away a down payment on a car. Since then, I've never looked at spare change the same. That one moment taught me, every coin has a story, and some have serious value. Now that your adrenaline is pumping, let's talk practical stuff. If you think your quarter is in mint or near mint condition, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Yes, it costs a little money, but if your coin is valuable, the investment is worth it. Invest in a simple digital scale and magnifying glass. A silver planchet coin will weigh more. Any doubling in the lettering or design could indicate an error. Visit a reputable coin dealer in your area. Get a second opinion, especially if you're dealing with something that looks unusual or perfect. A high-value coin like this should go through a respected auction house or a verified collectors network. Don't sell it on a random social media page to a guy with the username QuarterKing69. You laugh, but it's happened. If your coin is the real deal, get it insured and keep it safe. Use coin holders or slabs to protect it from scratches, moisture, and cats. Yes, cats. Mine once batted a coin across the floor like it was a hockey puck, thinking any 1776 to 1976 quarter is worth a fortune, trying to pry off the copper edge, thinking it's hiding silver, selling too fast without checking multiple offers. Coin collecting is like fishing. You might catch a minnow, or you might reel in $1 million marlin. But if you panic and toss it back in the water, it's gone forever. Alright friends, let's wrap this up. The 1776 to 1976 no mint Mark Washington quarter is a common coin with extraordinary potential. Most are worth 25 cents, but a few rare ones, under the right conditions, can fetch up to $1 million. So what are you waiting for? Go check your pockets, your couch cushions, your junk drawers, your grandpa's old coin collection, or that forgotten jar in the garage. You could be one lucky coin away from life-changing money. And if this video gave you a new reason to check your change every time you leave a store, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and ring that notification bell. I've got more videos coming up on rare coins that are hiding in plain sight. Quarters, pennies, dimes, some are worth more than a used car, others could fund your retirement. Thanks for watching. Keep your coins clean and your eyes sharp, and remember, sometimes, the road to wealth really does start with a quarter.